Hello everybody, I'm Cody Proctor here with Great Falls City Commissioner Bob Kelly. Bob, how are you doing today?
Good, thanks for having me.
Thank you. Well, in a couple of weeks, the city elections for Great Falls are taking place and you're actually running for mayor. Why did you decide to run for mayor?
You know, I've been on the city commission for the past 3 years, and during that time I've come up to speed on some of the issues that the city has, some of the successes, some of the challenges. And I realized that as a commissioner there's one thing you can do, but I think that the skill sets that I have lend myself more to, I would prefer to be the leader of Great Falls and would prefer to be the mayor, because I think there's just a different job than being a commissioner. It involves being the chief advocate for Great Falls. It means representing all of the people, and it also means I can use some of the skills I have to kind of form consensus among the other commissioners going forward.
Now my next question is, what do you think you can bring to the position?
Right, that's a great question to ask, and thank you for doing that. You know, my background primarily is municipal finance. I've worked for D.A. Davidson for 15 years. I've been in the municipal finance business for 25 and retired in '08. So I've got a very good understanding of the complexities of budgets and things like that. We have a $105 million budget in Great Falls, and I've worked with cities and municipalities across the Northwest to get to help them provide some infrastructure financing that they need. I also have spent a lot of time in Great Falls. I've been here 21 years, and during that time my wife and I both have been very active in the community with a variety of nonprofit organizations, whether it was Special Olympics, the Children's Museum, United Way, Get Fit Great Falls, and working with the schools. We've had 2 kids that went through the schools here, and we're big supporters of the schools too. So I think I understand the fabric of this community, and I think that by knowing really the heart and soul of Great Falls, and having moved here and chosen to live here, I would be a good person to help make decisions, but also to talk about why corporations, why companies, why employers should bring their opportunities here for this community.
What would you say are the main challenges for the city?
There's a lot of challenges for the city, but first I think you need to build, the challenges that we have need to really be seen in the light of the opportunities that we have. We've had some great successes. You know, we've had a lot of stuff going on downtown with the Mighty Mo and the Celtic Cowboy. We've got a great River's Edge Trail. We've got a great school system. We have a really efficient and well-run police and fire department. Having said that, though, our challenges that face us are, you know, the fact that the things that are facing every community in the state and really across the country. It's how to do what we can with the limited resources that we have. Specifically, we've got some problems that we need to address. We're not really comfortable, I know the commission isn't, the community isn't, with things like downtown parking. We haven't gotten that right yet. And we want to use the fact that Assyrian has left a huge hole in our budget to revisit what's the right way to address that. We've got a library that we need to try to keep open 7 days a week. We've got a civic center that is the heart and soul of the downtown community, and we have to come up with a community approach to how we solve the issue of that infrastructure down there. The roof is leaking, and we can't let that thing deteriorate anymore. So we have to make a hard decision on whether to keep it and then whether to fund it or not. And that's a community decision. That's not a commission decision. And then I think the other thing we have to really talk about is adding to our police and fire to make sure that we have a safe community for those who live here now, but those who also may come and be here in the future.
All right, on to my next question now.
Sure.
Some say Great Falls is stagnant as far as economic growth. Do you agree or disagree with that? And where do you believe the greatest opportunities lie?
Right. I couldn't disagree more with that comment. If people are paying attention and looking around and trying to see what's going on, I'd like to point to the Great Falls Development Authority's top 10 list that they put out every week. That I'm on the mailing list, and anyone can get on that mailing list just going to talk to somebody from GFDA. They have a top 10 list that's never top 10. It's top 12 or top 18 or top 16. There's so much going on in the community. There's ADF up on the hill, Lowenbro doing new jobs. The work that the universities are doing here, whether it's Great Falls College, MSU with the welding program, the nursing program, the dental hygiene program, the University of Great Falls with their sports, the entertainment that they provide us, as well as having a fantastic 4-year educational program out there. There's a lot going on in this town. It's not stagnant by any means. And I would challenge anyone to stick their head up and look around and say that this is the same town that it's been 10 or 15 or 20 years ago. It's because of that growth that I want to help lead this community forward. I think we can build on this momentum. I think that my experience in business and finance, I can talk to the people that are coming here to look at Great Falls. And I think the fact that I've been here for the time that I've been, I've lived a lot of other places in this country and outside of this country. For the last 21 years, I've lived here by choice. I understand what other communities are like and what they're not like. In Great Falls, we need to lift our heads up, be proud of where we are, recognize the growth that we have, and appreciate the fact that this community is rich with generosity and is a really welcoming place to be.
All right, on to my final question now.
Sure.
What role do you see for yourself as mayor to spur economic growth?
Well, I think that's the key role that the mayor plays, other than running the city commission meetings down there and making sure that people's voices are heard and treated with respect, and that we have an orderly meeting where we can celebrate the successes of Great Falls. I think the other thing is that as mayor, oftentimes you're visible, whether they're events where people want to have someone from the city be represented by the mayor, but I think more importantly with employers who are trying to expand in this town. I understand their issues. I have a long background in business and finance. I understand the nuts and bolts of that. I think when companies come in to look at Great Falls to help us grow our tax base, they want to talk to people who can talk their talk. They want to be familiar with people who understand their issues and what can we deliver. I want to be at that table early, and I want to make sure that we're working in tandem to be good business partners with not only existing businesses here in town, but with those who see us on their radar screen as a great place to be.
Well, Commissioner Kelly, thank you so much for coming into the
Thanks.
studio with us here today.
Yeah.
The city elections for Great Falls take place on November 3rd, so be sure to get out and vote.